Hello, beautiful souls. Find a soft corner just for you. Wrap your hands around something warm, open your journal, and join me for a tender moment of renewal. I'm Carrie, and you're listening to a gentle guided journaling moment. Hello, friend. Before we begin, take a sip of whatever you're drinking right now. Coffee, tea, water that's been reheated 3 times, all counts. If you're listening while folding laundry, sitting in a car outside a therapy appointment, or hiding in the bathroom for 60 seconds of quiet, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. This episode is for the special needs moms, the ones whose days are heavy in ways that don't show up on a to-do list, the ones who are constantly regulating someone else's nervous system while theirs stays on high alert. And if you've ever heard the phrase, just take a bath, and felt actual rage bubble up inside you, this episode is especially for you. Your life isn't just busy, it's layered. It's IEP meetings and therapy schedules. It's sensory meltdowns and emotional math. It's the constant mental scanning. What does my child need right now? What's coming next? What did I forget? And somewhere in the middle of all of that, there's you. Usually tired, often overstimulated, and carrying a quiet guilt anytime you think about your own needs. So when generic self-care advice floats by, long baths, morning routines, spa days, it doesn't feel helpful. It feels like one more thing you're failing at. Let me say this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. The advice just wasn't built for your life. Most self-care advice assumes a baseline of rest. It assumes flexibility. It assumes that you can step away when you need to. But when you're a special needs mom, rest isn't something you stumble into. It has to be planned for, protected, strategized. And guilt? Guilt shows up not because you're selfish, but because you've trained yourself to survive by staying needed. So telling you to do more self-care without addressing guilt, exhaustion, and nervous system overload isn't just unhelpful. It's unfair. You don't need fluff. You don't need inspiration quotes. You don't need another thing that feels like homework. You need a plan. This is where we shift the conversation. What if self-care wasn't about becoming a better version of yourself, but about staying regulated enough to keep going? What if rest wasn't a reward, but maintenance? What if we stopped asking, what should I do? And started asking, what will actually support me today? That's the heart behind Hold the Guilt, Pass the Coffee. This journal wasn't created for ideal days. It was created for real ones, the loud ones, the interrupted ones, the days that go sideways before breakfast. Hold the Guilt, Pass the Coffee is a self-care strategy journal for special needs moms. Not a diary, not a gratitude journal, not a write your feelings for 45 minutes situation. It's designed to be used in 10 minutes or less. You print it, put it in a binder, and use one fresh copy each week, because you deserve a reset that doesn't depend on yesterday going well. This journal doesn't ask you to be positive, it asks you to be honest. Let me walk you through what's inside, so you can picture how this actually fits into your life. This is a 2-page status report, not a journal entry, a check-in. You audit your energy. You name what's draining you. You dump the guilt that's been rattling around in your head. This is not about fixing yourself. This is about collecting data. Low energy days don't mean you failed. They mean you need support. You also choose an aroma anchor, a scent that helps cue calm in your nervous system. Something simple, familiar, grounding. Because when everything feels chaotic, your senses can become your allies. The 15-minute respite idea checklist. This page is one of my favorites because it acknowledges the truth. You don't have hours. You have pockets. This list is full of mom-sized self-care wins, things you can actually do when time is tight but you're running on empty. No pressure. No perfection, just relief. The Meltdown Prevention Kit Blueprint. This page is proactive care. It helps you plan for outings, not just for your child, but for you. Because staying regulated during a meltdown doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you prepared. This isn't about control, it's about capacity. The Emergency Plan and Sensory Profile Worksheet. This is your triage page for the days when you are at your absolute limit, when thinking feels hard, when decision-making is gone. It focuses on the basics: nutrition, hydration, regulation, not thriving, surviving. gently. My Sensory Sanctuary. These are low-effort, high-impact sensory resets. Simple skin refreshers, calming bath soaks. Nothing fancy. Nothing overwhelming. Just enough sensory support to bring your nervous system down a notch when you're running hot. And finally, see 2 coloring pages. No productivity, no goals, no outcome. Just something soothing for your hands and your brain. I want to pause here and say something important. You are allowed to need support. You are allowed to rest without earning it. You are allowed to take care of yourself without explaining why. Guilt doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It usually means you're doing something new. And choosing yourself, even for 10 minutes, matters more than you've been led to believe. Hold the Guilt Pass the Coffee is an instant digital download. You can print it at home, put it in a binder, and start today with 1 page. Not all of it, just 1. Start with a guilt dump. Start with a sip of coffee. Start where you are. Stop surviving. Start strategizing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you, truly, for the invisible work you do every single day. Until next time, hold the guilt, pass the coffee. This has been a gentle guided journaling moment with Carrie. For more information, please check the show notes. Stay nurtured and inspired.